The world is a wonderful place. Isn't it?
What's up, guys? I'm here to talk about metal. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Metal. Oh, so I was watching Mike's Crip. He had his video. He talked about glam metal and how he thinks it's like the same as Metallica and thrash and all that stuff. Whatever, it's your opinion. And I watched video Time for Life 666. I think that's your tag. And I think even Skater Hoy talked about it, but they were going on about how like you don't have to be technical to be heavy, and it's not really heavy when you're overly technical. And I want to give my little tidbit on this. Like, I've been listening to metal for so fucking long, and I'm just like a diehard fucking fan. And I mean, like when death metal first started out, uh, it was heavily thrash influenced because, like, I mean, thrash was influenced by like new wave of British heavy metal, which was like Maiden and Motorhead and all that shit. And bands like Metallica and Exodus and Overkill and Slayer wanted to take it to a next level, so then thrash was created. And then bands like Death and Massacre and Possessed, they wanted to take their thrash to another level, so then death metal was made. And so naturally, death metal is going to be really thrash influenced. I mean, when it first started out, like a band like Morbid Angel and Death, like I said, Massacre, Malevolent Creation. All these bands are basically their first couple albums are just thrash. I mean, they have a little heavier production. Maybe the drum beats are a little faster and the vocals are a little more growled or screamed or whatever. But when you strip that shit down, it's basically thrash metal. And nowadays, the music scene's just shit, in my opinion. I mean, you get bands that are just like trying to out technicality them fucking selves. And to me, you don't have to be technical to be heavy. I mean, look at bands like fucking Obituary. This shit is just stripped down, heavy ass fucking death metal, but they don't play, sweet picking in there, and they don't have a bunch of fucking arpeggios or whatever in their fucking riffs, and they don't have to, and yet they're still heavy as fucking fuck. Obituary is just fucking badass heavy shit. I mean, this is prime example right here. You don't have to be technical to be heavy, and they pull it off excellent. I mean, bands like Malevolent Creation. I mean, really heavy thrash influence, but they're not over the top technical, and they fucking blow your head off. Even Corpse's first, 3, 4 albums, it's just really fucking thrashy, heavy as fuck, brutal lyrics, awesome imagery. I mean, bands like, Testament, Overkill, Exodus. I mean, come on, these paved the way for guys like Corpse and fucking, Pestilence to fucking come in there and do their own twist with thrash to make it fucking heavier. Another thing, I mean, bitch, we're off side note. I'm glad that record companies, reissue albums like they did this Exodus Impact is Imminent. And they made it like, so it's like a mini record. Yeah, see that? There's all the lyrics and shit like the old school records and whatnot. But look how fucking big this goddamn thing is. Look at this. It's like a current hair bigger than a normal CD. So this doesn't fit in my fucking CD rack. So I got this piece of shit hanging out, collecting dust. Let the dog get a hold of it and chew on it, whatever. Same as this Dark Angel Leaf Scars Black Edition. Now I love this. This packaging's awesome and shit, but what the fuck am I gonna do with that? It's fucking like a million fucking times bigger than a normal CD. This don't fit in my fucking case, my fucking rack. Seriously, so it's hanging out, get some piss on it or whatever. It does collect on the shit, but whatever. But anyway, you don't have to be super fucking technical to be heavy, guys. I mean, Decrepit Birth, this album here, In Time Begins, is probably the heaviest, if not one of the heaviest albums I've ever heard in my fucking life. This is over the top technical, fucking teabag your sister in the closet, stab you in the face edition right here. This crap is just nuts. Tim Young's drumming on here before he got all retarded and started playing with Dino Cazares and Devon Harris. I mean, this right here is just fucking the shit. Nuts on this album. But I mean, like I tried, I found like one brutal death metal band like Decrepit Birth, and then I'll stick with them because it all to me sounds the same. They just want to out fucking heavy themselves by being technical and whatever. I mean, I'm not saying that they don't have talent or whatever, but I mean, it's just a mishmash of bands that all sound the same in my opinion. And you can argue with me about the older bands and stuff too, but at least you know when Corpse played, you could tell it was Corpse back then. I mean, they were one of the only really bands singing about the really fucking gory lyrics and the guttural vocals, and then you had your obituaries that was just like, you're like, you know, John Tardy's fucking vocals were just like, oh my god, and then the production was so goddamn, it was just like bassy as shit. You know, same with your fucking Malevolent Creation. Brett Hoffman's vocals, guy sounds like nobody else. I try to find, you know, bands today that stand out from each other, and it's just really hard to fucking do that. It's few and far between. That's why I stick to my old school shit, guys. And as for this metalcore crap going on, I fucking honestly hate that shit. How many fucking breakdowns can a band write before they just get monotonous and annoying? Here's song two. It's like, okay, guys, honestly, yes, you guys can write breakdowns. Let's start doing something else for a fucking change. I cannot get into that. And if people like that out there, whatever, that's cool. It's your thing, but I mean, I'm sticking to more, you know, old school death metal. Let's get your old school fucking Testament in there, some Obituary, Pestilence, you know, Dark Angel, whatever. Crepid Birth, if I want to listen to some newer shit, you know, totally. But I mean, that's my take on it. Yeah, that is my fucking take on that shit. And like I said, you don't have to be technical to be fucking heavy. And I think a lot of bands today don't realize that where death metal came from. And yeah, that's pretty much all I want to say about that. But fuck yeah. So you guys stay fucking brutal.